Okay, so I'll show you guys what we got going on. So right now, pause it, get a good, we'll calibrate here in a second. So as you can see, the aircraft is a Russian Tupolev Tu-154M. So we're max loaded with passengers, cargo, and we also did max load with the food meals. So you can see the landing gear speed is below 250 knots, and the landing speed to come in is 130 knots, which when you're fully loaded, I've found that it's a little bit difficult to get that slow. And I know that's what the game says, but I find that around 150, 160 is kind of a sweet spot, because this aircraft is a little slow on reaction. It's a very old aircraft, and the game does a good job of simulating that. So I don't really use checklists, but we'll go over those later on. But I will do pretty much in line with the checklist. I just won't have it pulled up all the time. So we're going to go ahead and start our descent, and we're going to an airport I'm not familiar with. It's let's see, let me know it here. We're going to Brodstik, UIBB. I believe that's in Russia still. Russian aircraft, Russian airport. But we're flying from we flew from an airport in America to over here. So this is the second leg I'm on. I stopped up in Anchorage, Alaska, and I flew out of O'Hare in Chicago. So Chicago, Alaska, and now I'm on my second stop. And after we get out of Russia, we'll be in America again. So we're going to start our descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now starting our descent to our destination. The weather is good. Enjoy the rest of our flight.
Oh, that's good to know. So we're going to start coming down. So I kind of break the rules. You're not supposed to be flying as fast and everything else. Pretty sharp descent here. But I want to kind of get here within reason. The flight was around 2,800 nautical miles, which if you're flying as fast as I did, you need about you need all the fuel you can get. So we did start off with 100% fuel. We're down to 23. Now I could have got a lot better fuel mileage if I would have been up at 35,000 feet, flying at 240 knots all day. But I chose to do around 20 to 22,000 feet at 320 knots, which is considerably quicker, but your fuel flow is much worse. So yeah, and eventually I'll take off the autopilot once we get closer. So we're coming into waypoint Todd, TOD. which is going to be 41 nautical miles, and you can see it looks like there's some mountains, which is very typical of this area. So I'm a little bit concerned when we hit the waypoint Theo right here, Foxtrot Indigo, that we're going to have to really come down, because hopefully these mountains aren't too high. Let's try the ways to go. Should be getting below the clouds here in a second. So we'll kind of go through our checklist in advance here. I forgot to put the seatbelt sign on. So for cruising descent, so anti-ice on. I'm leaving it off because there's no storm. There's no reason to have it on. Below 10,000 feet, you're only supposed to be at 250 knots. Obviously, we're going to go a little bit past that. Landing lights should be on. I turn mine on later on. And then if you go to approach, you can see where gear down, and gear down, like I say, you have to be under 250 knots, so obviously that's where your cruising descent's supposed to be. And then your flaps, so I keep mine around 36 because I don't have a 35 or 50 exactly, but I'll put them at 45, when we're about 10 nautical miles out. And then landing, they say you should have your brakes on too, which we will do that. Of course, spoilers are armed. This aircraft does not have auto thrust, and you can see the reverse thrust to idle is below 60 knots. So, of course, after landing, it's all your standard protocol here. And we're also not using strobe lights or anything like that, just map lights. So you see nav lights are on. So we're 131 nautical miles away from our destination. Cruising on along here. Getting below the clouds, so now we'll kind of get to see how the terrain looks in a second, but we should be turning here. So I think we can come below 92. Feel pretty confident on that. Let's keep it 77,000 here. Let's see how low this will get us. Because right now, we should be in the mountains or a higher elevation. We got plenty of fuel, but definitely cut it a little bit closer than I thought I would. So probably have enough for a go around, but not necessarily ideal. By the time we get there, I'm thinking we'll be closer to like 15% left, 18, which isn't very much. Let's see. think 7,000 is going to be about right. Because the airport itself is 1,600 above sea level. So that's a good marker to not get below that. Because you can tell, because the waypoint leading in is only 48, well, it's almost 5,000 feet, so that's pretty high. I've never landed this aircraft before. Okay, now we're turning. So it is new. It is new. Seems fairly straightforward. It's not a high definition airport. It's just a little old airport. Hopefully there's enough runway. That's one of the problems with this game I found is you know, you can't find the length of the runways until, well, you really can't find them at all. There's nowhere to tell the length when you're doing the flight planning. So the only thing you can really do is write down your airport designation and just do like quick play and do like land and kind of see how you do. And if you're like, oh, okay, that one works, and you can keep that one as the one you're gonna do. So it says we're at 5,000 feet AGL. They can come down probably like 6,000. Keep coming down some. So I found that sometimes these little airports, in my opinion, are kind of deceiving when you're maybe used to landing at like the big airports, because there's so many kind of like step downs before you get there. But you know, like for example, when it's this the FIO right here. You know, yes, you've got 12 nautical miles until you hit the next checkpoint or waypoint, but then after that, you know, you're landing, so you really need to be like settled in, ready to go, like, you know, before FIO. You don't want to be, you know, I've found maybe in the more advanced planes you can kind of get it done quicker, but it doesn't look like I'm going to hit any mountains like I thought I was, so that's good. Yeah, we'll just keep coming down. I've definitely done my fuel though. Not really ideal. It might be less than 15. Because look at the fuel flow now, it's probably horrible. Oh, that's not that bad. We got a little ways to go. Turn the volume down a little bit here. But we're moving pretty good. 80. So once we get down to like next waypoint around like 40 nautical miles, we'll probably back our speed down. It always seems in this game that the kind of closer you get to the airport, it's like it seems like the distance goes by quicker. I don't know if that's a real thing or if that's just kind of how I feel, you know. But yeah. $75, pretty good here, pretty good. I wish there was a way to like land with one camera view, but even though you can't see it, you could pick another camera view that would be like filming, and you can't see it, but it's filming. So then when you like go to view your landings, you could view like alternative views, even though you're not seeing on the screen. I wish that was a thing on this game. That would be pretty cool, because the problem with I found in even the most updated versions is when you land, the only way to see a replay and change the camera views is to basically, you know, hit pause, do a replay. But so many times you have to exit out of the game once you do that, and then when you come back to your session, when you go to turn your engines off, it won't auto-populate your next leg. So essentially you have to just restart and land at that airport and shut off the engines, which sometimes that still doesn't even work, and then it will kick your next leg on. But that can be dicey, so I wish they would kind of fix that. One of the more updated features is you can't see it so much now, but a little bit. But the bowed wings right here, and I do like the heat signatures you can see outside the exhaust, or the heat waves. That didn't used to be a thing. But the only thing about the wings, I'm not sure that's super realistic, because I feel like that this plane in real life is really old and had pretty rigid wings. I don't know if they bowed quite as much as the game makes it. I think it's a little overly pronounced right there, especially when you get kind of like way up in altitude. They really take a U shape. So yeah, we're 60 nautical miles out. Again, we'll start slowing down like at 40. This thing slows down pretty quick. Okay, I was mistaken. Theo, you are going to be at 3,300 feet, so that's my bad. So let's go ahead and come down to, you know, let's see, it's weird. It says 3,300 right there, but it says 48. See, that's a little confusing, so maybe we'll just kind of have like a sweet spot here in between. There are some little mountainous hills you do probably need to watch out for, though. But nothing too bad. I'm trying to see where that lake is. Let's see if we can see on the satellite map. Oh, okay. So there's a lake we're crossing on satellite. There's another body of water we'll be hitting. Okay, yeah, that's cool. It's a nice little lake right there. It's like nothing out here, man. No like towns or anything. Pretty crazy. Can't quite see the airport yet. Man, it just seems so far away too when you like, you know, you go back and forth on this the maps. You're like, nah, I'll never get there. Alright, so 48.5, see the waypoints right there. So we're still gonna keep what we got. And so when we turn, we're gonna be turning at 205. Because heading right now is 220, which is matched up with FIO. So 205 is FI, which is nice because it's not a severe bank. You know, some of those are pretty steep. Almost at 35. I don't know. I feel like maybe we should be a little bit higher. We'll see. We still got a couple more little mountainous areas to cross in. But we should kick on the horn. This aircraft, it's funny, in real life it does make that horn sound. This, you'll hear it. It makes that exact sound in real life. That's really interesting. If you watch YouTube videos, that's what it does. It's like a little horn, like. I think these planes are almost completely retired. You know, they've kind of been in, from what I read, they've kind of been in service for so long that they're just getting too old. We're gonna slow it down. But they're pretty wicked. They're pretty wicked. They're like obnoxiously loud. Like in today's standards, like in the U.S., like these would never work. Speed's coming down pretty nicely here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're already down at 230, so that's cool. That's quick. Come down a little more. Oh, that thing came down pretty quick. Yeah, so that's cool. So, here pretty soon I'll kind of kick off the navigation autopilot and just kind of put on autopilot to where I can, you know, adjust the heading and it will stay that way and everything else, because when you have a navigation it'll just kind of keep driving itself. It seems to work pretty good. Fuel on board's 21%, so yeah, we might be around, not quite that low. Oh, well, the ice did come up. Huh? It went up pretty quickly. That's kind of weird. I'm surprised that the ice came up like that. I guess it's pretty cold out here. Huh. Well, no harm, no foul. We caught it very quick. Hopefully it didn't affect anything. Oh. That's pretty wild. Usually the only time the ice comes up is like if it's storming or something on the game, but I don't know. I guess we can only see what the air temperature is. Okay, ground temp is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it is. Oh, well, that explains it. It's pretty cold, but still it should be like icy. That's kind of weird. Well, you know, nothing's perfect. So these planes are weird too. They get like a really weird kind of angle when they start to slow down, and I think in real life they do that too, but they kind of like fly at like an angle unless you're going a certain speed, and then they kind of start to dip down. Pretty weird. Yeah, so 220. I'm kind of good with the heading right now. I'll turn it off like right before we get to the checkpoint. Probably go and change camera views. So yeah, I got my seat custom angled, which works for me. But so you can kind of see how high I am. Helps me out. But now if you look at my co-pilot, see hers is much lower. You can kind of see how much more the gauges you can see. And see if you look on mine, it's a lot less than that. Hers, you know, it'd be like you'd be able to see more of those, that middle row right there. So we'll go ahead and kind of get everything ready here. So lights. Go ahead and get this preset for 2, but we won't turn it on. Okay, we got 18.3, so we are getting there. Yeah, so I kind of like to kick out a little bit coming in the last waypoint. You know, kind of feel like it gives me an extra nautical mile or two to kind of adjust for the runway. I'm not sure in real life if that's like really legal, if that's frowned upon, to kind of shoot to the gap a little bit there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the nav off and then just set everything up here. So good. Okay. There we go. And somehow it got my speed up, which is weird. So 205. Man, I don't know. I feel like this altitude's pretty good right now. See, there's like a little hump we gotta go over. Okay, so that must be. Alright, so that must be the final. Like the final little hill we pass over. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So yeah, as soon as you crest that, you can probably come down another what, maybe 1,000 feet, which will kind of increase our speed. So why don't we just go ahead and back it down some more because we'll go like 180. Get you a nice little view here. Let's see how canted that thing gets in there. But when you're in the cockpit, you really don't notice it. But I think it does kind of deceive you a little bit because like you feel like since your nose is up so much, I think you feel like you're higher than you are. So destination's still 20 though, so we got time. And what is this? I'm running into a bunch of fire or something. That's not cool. What in the world? Went from like good weather to like foggy? Well, that's not cool. This changes everything. Let's get another weather update here.
Information. Foxtrot at 0244 Zulu. Arrival. Runway 12. Transition level 56. Wind 249 degrees. 0 knots. Broken at 8,200 feet. Fog. Temperature 0.0. QNH 1013.
It did call for fog. Ah. Well, I would rather take rain and thunderstorms than fog. Fog is tough. Especially with short runway, you have a tendency to overshoot it, which is not cool. So we'll go back to the passengers. Alright, so it's 205 is coming up pretty quick, but we're going nice and slow. Well, you know what? With that said, we'll go ahead and turn our strobe lights. Cabin lights are going to be on now. I almost missed that. 205. Good thing I didn't miss it. We'll probably hit 206. Like I said, kind of swing outside. Actually, that thing turned pretty quick. Turned a little bit quicker than I wanted to. But, you know, we're still doing pretty good. I guess we can go ahead and prepare for landing here.
Cabin crew. Prepare for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been cleared to land at our destination. Please make sure one last time your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Coming down.
The flight attendants are currently passing around the cabin to make a final compliance check and pick up any remaining cups and glasses. Thank you.
Alright, let's get that off there. Gears
Gear
coming
down.
down. Alright. And we'll go ahead and look to see the spoilers here. Or flaps, I should say. Put one flap
Flaps.
on. There we go. And arm the spoilers. And we will go to ATC. We'll keep this view for a little while, I guess. It looks kind of cool, huh? Okay. Everything's looking good. Oh. Yep. Yeah. We'll keep kind of swinging out just a little bit more. I like to get a little bit to the right of the front back there. Nothing too crazy. We'll turn it in here in a second to like 2. We'll turn in to like 205. Probably like right now, actually. That should be about what I want. Maybe 206. Yeah, and now coming in is going to be 115. Go ahead and turn our landing lights on. I think that's acceptable. And we'll do a in view for the turn here. That'd be kind of cool. We'll keep the flaps where they are. You don't want too much here. We're already going pretty slow. We can slow down quicker too, I think. We're going to reduce our speed a little bit more. That should help out some. Okay, 115 is coming up quick. 115. Like now. Yep, right on the money. I said 115, right? Yeah. Oh, easy now.
2,000.
Turning. Now they're calling for 118. And 17. Yeah, I'll buy that. That's about right. 19. We definitely need to get to the right zone.
Flaps.
This can get a little bit tricky here.
Tower, good day. Full establish runway. 12.
Good day. Wind 243 degrees. 1 knots. Clear to land runway. 12.
Clear to land runway. 12.
This thing's still adjusting, so like I said. So contact radar.
Radar, good day. 3,500 feet. Inbound. Romeo, Whiskey, 12. Request landing information.
Good day. Continue descent. Runway 12. Report full establish.
Continue descent. Runway 12. Wilco.
So we're still not really kind of where I want to be, but I think we're going to have to just trust the process here. Okay, now the glide slopes. Yeah, we need to do this manually here. And we need to recalibrate because I don't think it's doing it right. There we go. Okay, so we're pretty much in the middle. Oh, alright, easy now. So our speed came up. See how, man, I'll tell you what, this old plane can get away from you. So, can't see jack, brakes on. Alright. Glide slope still looking pretty good. Feel like we're kinda still evening out some with the airport. I don't know, I don't want to mess with it too much. I need to get down a little bit lower, I feel like. Back off throttle.
Glide slow.
Yep.
Glide slow.
Yep. Pull away.
Glide slow.
Yep.
Glide slow.
Yeah, I know.
Glide slow. Glide slow. Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Oh my gosh, there's the airport. Holy cow.
200.
Boy, that was scary. I mean, that thing. Boy, that was spooky, man.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Whew. Oh man. That was
Flaps.
that was crazy. Yeah. That was a wild one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your destination. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and
Holy
keep the aisles
cow.
clear until we are parked at the gate.
Man.
Please use caution when opening the overhead compartments and removing items, since articles may have shifted during flight.
Boy, that one was pretty hairy. Well, we know we need to go to the end of the runway, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have not yet reached the gate. Please remain seated until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. Thank you.
Tower. Runway vacated.
Roger.
I feel like that was a pretty smooth landing though. Yeah, I think we ended up making what could have been bad situations or good situations. So. Alright, so we're gonna go to the runway here. It's only like 30 knots, which is kind of fast. Boy, this is a narrow runway, buddy. Good lord. But we have plenty to go. Like it gets narrower, actually. It's kind of weird. Like, where's the end of it? Finally, good lord. Man, it's a pretty big runway here. We got all day behind this thing. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and turn off everything on this one. So for this one, we'll go ahead, it's a pretty big runway. We'll go and get like, probably a good way with like, what, 90? Yeah, fuck it. That should be plenty. Oh yeah, says we got plenty of fuel. Alright. Going to DE. Alright, here we go. Take off the brake. Ready to do this thing? 96, that should be fine. Okay, on there. Oh, flaps.
Flaps.
There's the button, flaps. Oh, you know what? I'll let wrong lights on too.
80 knots.
Well, we just did everything right out of suits. Plenty of runway.
V1. Rotate.
Yep. Here we go.
Gear up. Positive rate. Flaps. 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 Flaps.